Are all sequels inherently bad? Now, I've seen some bad sequels, so I'm kind of inclined to say yes at first, but then I think about Star Wars Episode 5, which is actually the second episode. The movie built on the success of the original film to combine its sci-fi fantasticness with something deeply emotionally moving. It's widely agreed on as an improvement on the original film and not just some cheap sequel. And David Bordwell, who is one of the goats of film analysis, argues for the merit of sequels and prequels in his book Planet Hong Kong. Critics normally deplore follow-ups as crash efforts to cash in on hits, but sequels and prequels can rework motifs we know, enriching them through new associations. New associations, like in the prequel trilogy, of the Star Wars films, where we get to see the politics that made up the galaxy and Anakin's transformation to Darth Vader. Getting to see a new dimension of an extremely popular franchise is fascinating, even if the movies aren't always executed perfectly. And sequels can actually be a pretty good reminder that the whole happily ever after thing doesn't always work out that way. Just like in the sequel trilogy to Star Wars, where the Empire returns and we're reminded that the fight never really ends. Even if a great deal of people wanted the fight to end, and the fight was forced into production by a money-hungry corporation. Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about bad sequels without talking about Disney, because they're the master of pumping out stuff that nobody really wanted? Which is ironic, because Disney, and I mean Walt Disney himself, hated sequels. After the success of his animated film, The Three Little Pigs, Walt didn't want to do a sequel because he didn't want to repeat himself. He always wanted to do something new. But then again, it is people like me that spend their money to go to the theaters to see an entire sequel trilogy. So are sequels inherently bad? Well, great sequels are great, good sequels are good, and bad sequels make me feel nauseous. As Walt Disney always said, you can't top pigs with pigs. Follow the Magnus Commonplace for more artistic explorations.